Hey people, CzarThwomp here, and welcome to episode 36 of the Great Ace Attorney 2 Resolve. Last time, we explored the area around the Crystal Tower, and we explored the stage area where we talked to Van Zeeks. He didn't really give us much information, but it was revealed that his assistant, his mouse assistant, is actually Kazuma. And though apparently Van Zeeks doesn't know about it, otherwise he'd be having a knipsum probably. That or basically Van Zeeks, he knows that Kazuma has amnesia, so he's attempting to reform Kazuma. He's attempting to improve Kazuma, to basically reform Kazuma or something. I don't know how Van Zeeks would think about that. Anyways, let's go. We can't go to Van Zeeks' office. We just can't break in. Let's go to the office area. 23rd of October, Madame Two Spells.
Oh my, no wonder it's called the House of Horrors. I'd like to turn on my heels and go straight home via the confectionery.
Being scared makes you crave sweets? I can understand that.
I was looking forward to a reunion after 6 months away, but there's no sign of Mr. Scholes anywhere.
That's strange. He should be here investigating the abduction of the waxwork. Oh well, I suppose we'll just have to come back again later. Examine. Okay. I actually clicked on the wrong thing. Click on the bathtub.
Oh, what a horrifying scene! A murderer caught in the Grisly Act!
I know, and in case you were wondering, it's the one with the big knife that's supposed to be the killer.
I don't think anybody would be so in doubt about that, Mr. Shirley.
And did you know that according to the description, the bathtub is at the back has no particular significance?
What? Really? I would have thought it meant to show that the killer would also work in a bathhouse peddling criminal wares.
Aha, we have a new theory. Ah yes, the heavy curtains in the middle of the House of Horrors. Whatever's on the other side of them, you just know it's gonna be terrifying, don't you?
The sign says it's the Madame Two Spells special exhibit. It seems you have to pay extra to go inside.
I know, can you believe that? Pay more money? As if we haven't been scared enough already.
It's not my doing, Mr. Naruto.
That old policeman isn't here now, obviously. I still can't believe he just happened to be on the jury, though.
I'd understood that London had a population of 6 million people, and yet you do seem to run into the same people disproportionately often, don't you?
Susato, don't you be breaking that fourth wall now.
This one's posture, it reveals his weakness.
Sorry?
The killer stance leaves him wide open to attack. I'm quite sure I could see him off. With the Susato takedown, then a Susato squash, and finally a Susato smash, where I break his skull with my hands.
Right.
And if that doesn't render the culprit unconscious, a Susato slam should finish him.
A Susato slam?
Oh, I'm sorry. It's rather hard to explain.
Yeah, so she's gonna show through example.
Leave yourself open slightly and I'll demonstrate.
Absolutely not. Okay. Let's move out. Forensics Laboratory. 23rd of October, Forensics Laboratory. I believe this is it, Dr. Sithe Laboratory. That chemical smell really assaults the nose, and there's plenty to assault the eyes in here too.
It looks as though the doctor isn't here. But we're here now, so we might as well do some sightseeing, don't you think?
Wait, what season tourist you become, Miss Susato? We could just have a little look around. Be careful not to upset any restless souls. Okay. Yes, get Susato a hacksaw. Look at all the bottles on the shelves in these cabinets. What an assortment of chemicals.
These ones here are labeled highly toxic.
That's worrying, because there are also things that look like salt and pepper shakers in here.
Oh yes, and they actually say salt and pepper on them. The doctor probably spends a lot of time in this room, I suppose. Perhaps she made meals here sometimes.
Life goes on, even when you're surrounded by death. Okay, sorry about that. Just had some mucus. Okay, let's search around. Skeleton. Well, look at this. What a magnificent display case. The cherry wood has been polished to a high sheen, and the intricate carving is a joy to behold. Western cabinet makers are really skilled, aren't they?
Do you have nothing to say about the skeleton inside, Mr. Naruto?
Miss Susato, can't you tell that I'm trying very hard to avoid talking about the terrifying contents of that case? It's how I cope!
I'll be sure to remember that from now on.
Anything else? Crow and owl.
It looks like an owl and a crow up there.
I know, and they haven't even twitched since we came in here.
Well, no, they wouldn't have. They're taxidermy mounts, Mr. Naruto.
Ugh, I was afraid you were going to say that. I've been trying very hard to tell myself they're just sleeping with their eyes open.
Yes, I think that perhaps you were wise to put something like that, like your Darumidon, on display in your office instead.
Lamp.
I suppose this is Dr. Scythe's desk.
I would not like to work in a place like this.
It's very tidy, though, isn't it, Mr. Naruto? Imagine how effectively she must work.
The lighting is poor, which is bad for the eyes, and the chemical smell can't be good for you, and CzarThwomp has hiccups. Okay, all gone.
Well, yes, those are valid concerns, I suppose.
I can just about cope with a one-eyed Darumidol watching over me, but that's all. Anything else? Okay, tools. A table instead of sharp tools. When you consider each in isolation, it all looks quite innocent. So why is it that when you put them all side by side, they seem so horribly disturbing?
It might be best not to ponder it too deeply. Seeing the large tome that's open on the desk does make me wonder, though. How can anyone concentrate on bookwork when all this acrid odor and chemicals is in the air?
You'd either have to have a cast iron constitution or a really terrible sense of smell. Okay, anything else? More stuff. Those large jars seem to have pale things floating around inside them. I suppose they're fruit liqueurs or something. Or they're pickled umeboshi plums we have back home.
Father had jars like that in his laboratory as well. I expect they're human organs in a preserving solution. Probably some examples of some rare medical conditions.
Miss Susato, there are some things in the world that's perfectly fine never to know about. Ever.
Oh!
So as I said, I'm sure they're fruit liqueurs or umeboshi, aren't they?
Of course.
Okay, anything else? Anything else? Anything else in this room that we can investigate? Okay. Nope. Move out. Let's see if we can go to the Scholes, see if there's anything here. Okay, we're now hitting dead ends. Hooray. Okay, I'm feeling lost. Okay, examine. Okay, yeah, really. Sherlock should have been here. Unless I'm missing something. Something over here.
There's a stepladder there. Look!
Oh, yes. A stepladder.
I think perhaps we should let the proprietors know that someone left it out. The stepladder, I mean. Is something wrong?
Why do I feel as though I just managed to sidestep an argument? Yes, an argument that unfortunately your descendant is constantly embroiled in. Yes, good thing that both Inosuke and Susato had the ladder gene. Have the stepladder gene. Yeah, meanwhile, basically, Phoenix and Maya, they're going around and they see a shovel and they just both agree that it's a shovel or they both agree that it's a spade and they just basically don't have that argument. Phoenix is not Harry in the shovel spade argument. of his ancestors. It's his ancestral right. Okay. Anything over here? Anything? Okay. Nope. Mirror on the wall. Where's my evidence and all? Okay, experimental stage, prosecutor's office. Okay, we already investigated this area. So might as well go out. Prison. Converse. I am lost. Okay, that is not going to help us out. Okay, let's examine this. Magnifying glass does not help us out here. Wooden cage. Ah, look here, Mr. Sato.
Oh yes, the wood's cracked and broken a little. I suppose it's because it fell from such a height.
Yes, from the height at which the balloon was flying down into the crystal tower below. A fall of about 30 feet, or 9 meters.
Leaving the man side tragically dead.
Okay, anything? Da 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 bum bum bum. Do 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 do. Okay. I am at a loss for what to do. Okay, did I miss any conversation points? What to do? That is not helping us out in the slightest. Okay. Let's move around. Sholmes is sweet. Okay, anything over here? No, nothing. Nothing we haven't seen before. Nothing. Okay, let's go out. Search. Prison. Experimental staple. Okay. Sage. Forensics laboratory. Examine. Okay, what am I missing? Okay, let's search around. Come on, anything? I swear, I believe I'm missing something. I don't know. Why would they give us this area to search for if they had absolutely nothing for us to do here? Okay. Okay, where are we going? Okay, is this it? Is this anything? Okay, there's the owl, the light. Can we go around the lat? No, we cannot. Okay. Deal with more of this, hooray! I am lost, I am confused, and I do not know what I'm doing at this point. Okay. Actually, wait! I have an idea! Okay, where are we? Reader. Story mode. There we go. Okay, that was not what I wanted to do. Okay. Okay, there we go. There we go. Story mode. Story mode, I mean. Where are we going then? Forensics laboratory? What did I miss here? What am I missing? The book! Okay, there we go. Okay, I searched everything in this room, but yet apparently I could not get it. Okay, there we go. No more getting lost in investigation portions. Good. Look at this big thick book here.
Ah, it appears to be an accounting ledger. It's a record of the forensic investigation team spending, I think. Oh.
What is it?
It's clear that the team purchases various equipment and supplies on a monthly basis, but, well, one entry seems rather strange.
Really? In what way?
They're buying 500 scalpels every month.
500? They must be working really hard on dissecting corpses.
I don't know. Judicial autopsies are only carried out in certain special circumstances. And scalpel blades can be sharpened, too.
It does seem a bit strange. You're right. 500 scalpels a month. What could they possibly be using all of them for? What are you doing? I don't know who's talking. I'm going... Yeah, sure enough, it's Sithe. I didn't know if it was Sithe or another character. Sorry, we had something we wanted to ask you, but we weren't sure you were here, so... So you thought you'd snoop around. That's acceptable to you people from the East, is it? Well, what do you want? Lord Stronghart told us, you see, that it was you who examined the victim's body. Mr. Aspen's body, I mean.
So we came to ask you about your findings on Lord Stronghart's advice.
Very well. If the Lord Chief Justice has given his consent, I'll tell you what our investigation revealed. But when you're done, you must leave immediately. Okay, let's examine some more stuff. Okay, we can't apparently examine anything. We can't get her feed input on all the scalpels on all the everything. Diverse findings. So, you want to know about the Forensics Investigation Team, what the Forensic Investigation Team determined from its examination of the scene. The victim, Mr. Odie Assman, who disappeared from the experimentation stage amid an explosion. And the Mr. Assman who appeared moments later, partway up the Crystal Tower, were without question one and the same person. That is the team's conclusion. But that can't be right. If it was an elaborate trick, we can only speculate about how it was carried out.
Let's see, if two people who looked very similar to each other were involved, they could have made it appear as if one single person had switched places, couldn't they? And CzarThwomp's microphone is now caught in his chair.
Very true, but sadly in this instance, it was not the case. The man who disappeared and the man who suddenly reappeared was the same person. The fingerprints at the scene make it quite evident. Ah, fingerprints! They're not officially recognized as forensic evidence in the British justice system, but one day they will be used as an investigative aid as a matter of course.
Oh my, but that would mean that the instantaneous kinesis actually took place! So, where does that leave us?
My team was tasked with investigating, not drawing conclusions. Instantaneous kinesis is impossible, and yet the body did move from one place to another. This hasn't cleared anything up at all. It's made the whole thing even more of a mystery. Mama, what is this? Ah! Where did she spring from? Did she just call the doctor Mama? This is a lawyer, dear.
Ah.
Hello. To meet you. But pleased to meet you. Yes, I'm a defense lawyer. Rena Seeker.
Mama,
Yes.
can I cut this one up?
What?
I've never seen the inside of an Eastern person before. I want to know what it looks like. I will cut it open, and then I will eat a sliver of the flesh.
Of course you can't. It's a live specimen, as you can very well see. We will instead store him in a mason jar.
Boring.
I think I just had a near-death experience.
Oh dear, Mr. Naruto, you are as pale as a corpse.
Then let's leave before I'm mistaken for one.
Well,
I think we're done with all the investigating we can do here for now. If we could just determine that the whereabouts of Mr. Drebber.
I'm sure Gina and her little Toby won't let us down. Now then, do you think we ought to try to speak with Mr. Sholmes at this point? We have things to discuss, and I'm dying to meet him again after all these months.
Yes, it's quite possible he might know something useful. You're right. We ought to find him at Madame Tuspel's. He's supposed to be working there as a temporary waxwork exhibit.
Yes! Ira told me all about his latest unusual venture.
Okay, let's get going. Okay, Madame do spells. Come on. We're going back. We'll talk to Holmes, and then we'll talk to Sherlock, and everything will be all good. And then we can end things off.
Here we are again at the House of Horrors. I'm afraid I haven't got used to this place yet.
Oh wait, was that Ryunosuke who said that? Yeah, she said that again. Suzanne really is after something sweet today. Sorry, I thought they were just repeating text.
Eek!
What's the matter?
Look, Mr. Naruto, look at that waxwork. It's hideous! I'm quite sure it wasn't there before. Look how ugly it is. Look at it. It's terrifying. It looks like Mr. Sholmes down to the very last detail. But it's uglier. It's skin. It's so sickly. His complexion's so sickly. What is it?
Oh, sorry. I think you'll find that's the temporary waxwork himself.
The friends of my dedicated employee.
Yes, hello again. It's Ryunosuke Naruto.
I must say, I am quite spellbound by the great detective. Yeah, he is quite a marvel. My precious waxwork is already back where it belongs.
You don't mean...
But yes, the mystery is solved already.
Wow, Mr. Sholmes can really engage his brain when he's hungry enough.
So as you can see, he has returned to his habitual duties.
Yes.
His habitual duties? Alas, do not disturb, Poor
Susan, she looks very perplexed.
I will buy that Sherlock Holmes waxwork for $5 million.
Okay, let's talk to Sherlock.
We really need to speak with Mr. Sholmes, and I am longing to say hello again. But where is he?
Come on, do the conga. Do the conga. Come on, sing alonga. I think you might find him. He's quite nearby, actually.
Oh! What you...
Indeed, my dear fellows, it is I! The world-famous great detective in waxwork, Sherlock Holmes! Susanoo-san! Susanoo-san! Oh no, it happened again. My most humble apologies.
I thought I died and gone to internal paradise for a moment via London.
My dear madam, allow me to make amends by offering you a tasty-free deduction at some point. As long as it's not a questionable street food quality. Oh, it's the worst quality imaginable.
I don't understand. Why are you working as a waxwork here, Mr. Sholmes?
Merely as a secret identity, you understand. Though the case is largely solved by now.
Largely solved?
We're talking about the waxwork abduction, I presume. Indeed we are, my good fellow. As I predicted, it was as easy as proverbial pie. Though I confess, I meant to partake of pie, proverbially or otherwise, or any food so far today, for that matter. That stomach rumble echoed around the whole museum. So how did you manage to solve it so quickly? Well, do you remember I said it was largely solved? Anyways, I simply negotiate with the culprits. Are you familiar with the so-called telephone?
Oh yes, it's the most modern invention allowing you to hold a conversation with people far away. In Japan, only the imperial capital and a handful of other cities are connected as yet.
This morning, a telephone call was received here from the perpetrators of the abduction. As such, I was able to negotiate terms, and in the end, the waxwork was returned. That's amazing. I gave them 500 Sherlock dollars. Enough to buy one deduction, just between you and I. It It would appear the culprit had always intended to return the stolen waxwork in any event.
Oh, but I thought whoever was responsible had demanded a ransom, no?
Yes, I think perhaps the ransom demand was necessary to avoid unwanted suspicion regarding the true motive.
But does that not mean your negotiating was entirely unnecessary?
A fact I must ask you to keep from Madame Tuspez at all costs. A hungry young Iris awaits my return to Baker Street after all. And trust me, you wouldn't like Iris when she's angry. You know how she has a penchant for firing off the bazooka? Well, imagine that penchant increased by tenfold. Poor Iris. Yes. You really just have a fundraiser for Iris. Just, you know how they have those sad SPCA commercials? Just have a picture of Iris's sad face and just playing Silent Night in the background. Silent Night. And then basically having it where for a few cents a day, for the cost of a cup of coffee, for the price of a cup of coffee, each day you can ensure that Iris eats. Now then, do I sense that you have some business with this great waxwork? Let's present the Enoch Picture. Mr. Scholes, about this. As you see, okay, apparently we've already gotten this one. Okay, converse. Enoch Driver. We're in the process of trying to track somebody down. Oh?
Yes, a man by the name of Enoch Trevor. He's the swindler who duped Professor Hairbrain and the engineer who built the kinesis machine.
A swindler and an engineer. Quite the modern man. He also seems to be a conjurer of sorts, too, with considerable knowledge of stage magic. We really need to locate him before the trial resumes tomorrow morning. But we have so few clues to go on. That's the trouble. Do you have any good ideas? I have no data yet. It is a capital mistake to have good ideas before one has data. If I knew something of the man's appearance, at least, I may be able to get a better position to help. Yes, Trevor's appearance. Fortunately for you, however, presently I have little to occupy myself with and little to fill my stomach. As soon as you find any clue, no matter how small, I should gladly give you my thoughts on it. Present. Photograph. Mr. Scholes, would you cast your eyes over this photographic print?
It's of Mr. Enoch Trevor, the face of the engineer we seek.
Well, all Englishmen look broadly the same, of course. So look at a photograph won't be particularly instructive. This guy owes me money! Are you alright, Mr. Scholes? This guy owes me 20 shillings. We're getting his ass, Mr. Naruto. Ah, yes, forgive me. Very interesting, miss. Very interesting indeed.
What's wrong, Mr. Scholes? You turned quite pale all of a sudden.
Mr. Scholes, did you lie to us? When? My dear Mr. Naruto, stay that piercing stare. What is this all about?
Last winter, when we were first on our way to Britain aboard the steamship. Your words were very clear.
So then, let's unravel this mystery and discover what events led to this curious murder.
You told us all that it was a murder, and that you examined Kazuma-sama's body.
Indeed, and wherein lies the problem? We met him earlier today, the victim, Kazuma Asogi. You're quite sure?
He was wearing some sort of mask and was apparently suffering from amnesia. But yes, I'm quite sure it was Kazuma-sama. You must have known at the time, Mr. Scholes, that he wasn't actually dead.
Well, I can only assume I was sucked up in the murderous atmosphere at the moment, and also making sure that Mr. Naruto got arrested. But the fellow wasn't dead at all! Priceless!
I don't suppose that performance would pass muster, would it, Mr. Naruto?
I could believe that the crewman present at the time made a mistake, but not you, Mr. Sholmes.
I will now tell you something of the first importance, my dear fellow. Great detectives are wont to lie. It will serve you well to remember that.
Yes, Sherlock. Yeah, now everything that Sherlock has ever told Ryunosuke is now coming into doubt.
No, Mr. Ryunosuke, I did not eat all of your confections. It was Iris.
Please, Mr. Sholmes.
Tomorrow in court, you will find yourself on the threshold of a very great mystery. For now, I'm afraid that's all I can say. I have a suggestion, Mr. Naruto. Will you indulge me?
Oh, well, what is it?
As I explained to you when you arrived, the missing waxwork has been returned. And I personally reinstalled it in the exhibit from which it was taken, behind those thick curtains.
Oh, yes, the Professor exhibit, isn't it?
Would you like to see it for a mere 5 shillings? That's a special one-time only price, you understand?
What?
The opportunity won't come again, my dad. Won't you like to see the fruits of my labor? Oh, well, you do have a rather pressing investigation to carry out. Perhaps we could postpone. The price is a very reasonable 5 shillings. I think you'll find it's well worth it.
Was it 10 earlier?
1 shilling.
Are you being quite serious, Mr. Sholmes?
Surely you need only look at my expression to ascertain if this is seriousness or silliness.
Yes, that's all I can say, yes. I can already tell with you, that's the point.
Very well, it couldn't hurt. Here's your 5 shillings.
Gratefully received! Iris will now not kill us all, so the special exhibit awaits behind the gun. I invite you to peruse it at your leisure.
Well, the money's been spent, so let's go and see the special exhibit.
Through those heavy curtains at last. Which we'll do in the next episode anyways. I really appreciate that you stuck around to watch this episode. You're a great viewer and hope you can for the next one. If you like the video, like, subscribe, comment, share, do whatever you want. I'll see you next time. Bye.